Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, hopefully everyone's doing well. Today we're going to go ahead and check out Foregate Batch 14. Not bad. All right, before we get started today, I've actually received a lot of emails, messages like on Instagram. People ask me, Bourbon Judge, I know you tell me Foregate is great, but why is it so expensive? So, before we kind of dive into Batch 14, I want to explain Foregate as a whole. Obviously, Foregate Whiskey Company, they are sourcing their bourbon. They're very upfront about it, right? They're sourcing it, but unlike a lot of other companies, whiskey companies that source bourbon, in many cases, they're buying 4-year, 5-year aged bourbon. Foregate, for the most part, is buying older aged bourbons. Like, for example, this one is a blend of 6 and 12-year bourbon, right? So when you think of 12 years, obviously they're buying more older aged bourbon, hence the reason why the expense is a lot more than just like another company that sources whiskey and they're only buying 5-year aged bourbon. Point number 2. On most, let's just call it the majority of Foregate products that you will find, bourbons and whiskeys, they are also then at that point buying their own separate barrels from Kelvin Cooperage, because we know they have a partnership with Kelvin Cooperage. So they're buying their own barrels. The barrels obviously are, for exactly what Foregate wants from that perspective. It goes through the whole charring process. Sometimes they'll have like a different wine finish like this one here as well. So they'll buy, in this case, in many cases actually, 2 different barrel types. So you're buying 2 different barrel types. That's a lot from an expense standpoint. So the more expenses kind of add up, that's the reason why the price as a whole kind of goes a little bit north of what many of us would expect. So I just wanted to kind of put in context the reason why Foregate bourbons and rye and so forth, a lot of their whiskey is a lot more. However, here's the kicker. Here's the fun part. If you've ever had a Foregate product, you will understand the reason why it costs a bit more. When I say everything from what they're doing with all their various different barrels and so forth transfers over to the end product, every Foregate that I've ever had, it is definitely worth the money. A little bit more expensive, I get it, up front, right? I'm a humble man, I drive a Honda Accord. But seriously, it is worth the price point from every batch that I've had. So let's dive into batch 14 now, right? Enough talking. All right. Batch 14, and actually Foregate was kind enough to send me a sample. They were very upfront. Hey, Bourbon Judge, we want an honest review. You're always straight up and honest. So let's keep it that way. You guys know me. I'm always going to keep it real. Fast forward, like literally a week later, for my birthday, I think everyone knows my birthday was a couple weeks ago. A week later, I get, Mrs. Judge gives me a birthday present. I get a bottle of Batch 14. So hopefully I like it. I did try it already, but I'll let you guys into the specifics in a little bit. All right, Batch 14. So what do we know about Batch 14? So let me go ahead and just crack this one open. Thank you again, Foregate, for the sample. I do appreciate it. So what do we know about Batch 14? So a couple things. I need a deeper pour. That's a weak pour. You guys know me. All right. So this one was released just last month in August, so brand new release came out. It's actually a blend, as I said earlier, of 6-year aged bourbon and then also a 12-year aged bourbon. And when you think about it from that standpoint, well, what's like the mash bill, Bourbon Judge? So the 6-year aged bourbon has a mash bill of 78% corn, 10% rye, and 12% malted barley. And then the 12-year, not too different, if you will, 74% corn, 18% rye, so a little bit more rye in the second one, and 8% malted barley. And then when you're looking at the bottle, of course, we all want to know, well, Bourbon Judge, we know it's batch, it's barrel proof, but what's the proof on it? It's 118.9. Let me let you guys see that bottle. 118.9 proof. It produced just under 1,800 bottles. The exact number is 1,757. And then from a price standpoint, as I kind of alluded to in the beginning, a little bit more expensive, right? It's $199, right? So it's a $200 bottle MSRP. Now, the cool thing I would say about Foregate is that, and a lot of people may or may not know this, when you're looking for Foregate, people have also reached out and said, Bourbon Judge, I can't find it. I will say, as of right now, like Batch 14 was only available in 5 states, right? So you have Kentucky, Indiana, Georgia, Tennessee, and then the last one, the most recently, actually was Louisiana. So now 5 states batch 14 is available. However, I don't live in any of those states. Many of you may not live in those states. So how do you find it if you can't? Well, if you can't find somebody who lives in one of those states, the second best thing is to let's do what we all do back this day and age. Go online. You can buy 4-Gate, and you can buy it from a couple different places. You can buy it from like Bourbon Outfitters, from Caskers, but honestly, the only place that I shop online, just because I've used them, it's always reliable, is Sealbox. So I bought numerous different versions of 4-Gate, as well as other products, but I bought numerous different versions of 4-Gate from Sealbox. Always trustworthy, always reliable, and hopefully they ship to your state. If they don't, you might have to call your own version of Cousin Anita and say, hey, cuz, can you, would you mind if I ship a bottle to you? So, hey, sometimes we have to do that in this bourbon game, right? It is what it is. All right, enough talking. Let's get to some nosing, and then also some nosing. That didn't even sound right. Let's nose this, and then we'll get into the sipping and palate. All right, so this is really nice. So the one unique thing about batch 14, it was the first time ever that 4-Gate, when they purchased the bourbon and they blended it, again, the 6 and the 12 year, it was the first time that they only actually use one new barrel. Typically they use multiple different barrels when they are kind of, you know, they'll age it in one, then they'll dump it, they'll age it in another barrel, right? So that's the reason why I was going back to the expense standpoint. This is the first time they actually only used one barrel, but they did age it for 88 days in Oloroso sherry cask. So it says right there on the front, so you guys can also again see that. But it was aged for 88 days in Oloroso sherry cask finish. First time ever though, just for the one extra barrel, if you will, versus standard of 2. So from a nose standpoint, all right, this is interesting. This is kind of like wow. It's a good blend of traditional bourbon, your caramel, your vanilla, but kind of folding in like the sherry, so you're getting a lot of like the blackberries, some of the almonds, maybe some apricot on the back, but it's like the blackberries, almonds, some apricots, but mixed with the traditional like caramel and brown sugar. It's folded in so damn nice. Gosh, this is nice. Oh my goodness gracious. That nose is just like, Whew. That is amazing. As much as I don't want to sip it, I want to sip it badly. But the nose is just like, it's insane. It's really, really good. All right, so you guys know me. I need 3 quick and easy favors. Number 1, please hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. You guys know I love going back and forth. It's actually what makes the whole bourbon world a lot of fun. So please drop me a comment. And last but not least, please also make sure you hit the subscribe button. All right. I've nosed this. It's lovely. You know, typically, I can't lie, honestly. You guys know, no matter what, I'm always going to keep it real. 4-Gate typically puts out home run after home run after home run after home run. This is really, really nice. Oh my gosh, on the nose. I just like, I don't want to stop, but I got to enjoy it. Hey, peace, cheers, salute. I appreciate everyone out there. Thank you all for all the comments, all the love, the support, all the feedback, good feedback as well, right? It's good stuff. I really do appreciate it. Cheers to everyone out there. Thank you all. Oh, wow. Damn. That is delicious. Wow. But there's one key thing that I missed in the nose, but came through to the palate. Very interesting. It had all the apricots, had all the blackberries, like the almonds, the caramel, the brown sugar. I did pick up in the palate though, just a smidge of like a nuttiness, right? Not a ton, not very overly nutty, but a little bit of more nut in the palate. And the finish, oh my gosh, that is just, woo! That is a long ass finish. That is an extremely long finish. That is not bad though. I like that. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I always say I never leave good bourbon in the glass. In this case, there's no way this is staying in this glass. Cheers, everybody. Oh, my. Woo! That is an extremely long and bold finish. But at the same time, it's elegant and everything from the nose transferred to the palate. The one key difference, again, in the palate, there's a little bit of nut in there, all mixed up like in a bowl, kind of mixed up together. Wow, it's still like in the mouth. It's still there, right? It's a very flavorful and bold bourbon. Aged 88 days in Oloroso Sherry Cask. Gosh. Mrs. Judge had her fingers crossed when she bought me this bottle. I am glad to say, thank goodness she did. Because, excuse me, this is a buy. Every day, all day. Yet again, another home run by Forgate. This is one, I gotta have another pour, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to have another pour because it is just that damn good. I mean, there are a lot of good bourbons out there. Trust me, I get it, right? There's a lot of good bourbons out there. I wish I could be a fly on the wall for what Bob and Bill, the guys at Forgate, are doing. I have no clue, like, what they're doing, like, behind the scenes in terms of, like, the toasting and then when they're working with Kelvin. But whatever they're doing, however they're doing it, it is absolutely phenomenal. Hey, peace, cheers, salute. I appreciate each and every one of you out there. Talk to you guys and gals later. See ya. Peace.